Hello everyone, it is Jayden and welcome to The Alpha, the show where we talk about the hottest topics in pop culture and sports. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button on the video, and if you enjoy my commentary and myself truly as always, be sure to tap that subscribe button and to hit that notification bell to get notified when all my videos go live. I love you guys so much. Peace, love, and positivity always, y'all. See ya. Early last week, there was a big thing that went on with Twitter of just James Gunn. I guess he was getting interviewed for a press tour for Superman, and he's been dropping bombshell news about the Wonder Woman stuff and Batman, this and this and that. So he got more in, we talked about Wonder Woman because he did give us some groundwork on Wonder Woman. And I guess now in the interview, he provided more detail about the Batman, his upcoming Batman movie. And right now it's titled Batman, the Brave and the Bold. But there was something interesting with the Rolling Stone. It was an interview. It's interesting your answer is much more present tense than as I expected. I know I'm trying to... Okay, let's just start here because he was asking him questions about the Batman and Robert Pattinson. Is that still happening? Is he part of the DCU now? Is he going to be the DCU's Batman? They were just asking him stuff like that. Okay. And it says here, you once said that the fact that Robert Pattinson's Batman is not in this universe was Matt Reeves' choice. Does that mean if it were up to you, you would have just pulled that into your universe? And then James Gunn stated, it would be a consideration. Would have to think about it. It's not like we've never discussed it. Next question from the reporter. It's interesting your answer is much more present tense than I expected, as if it's an ongoing possibility. James Gunn then stated, no, I don't. Batman's my biggest issue in all of DC right now, personally. And I'm not writing Batman, but I am working with the writer of Batman and trying to get it right, because he's incredibly important to DC, as is Wonder Woman. So outside of the stuff that I'm doing on the projects that are actively going, our two priorities are finishing Wonder Woman and our Batman scripts. The Batman script, is that called Batman the Brave and the Bold? The reporter asked. And then James Gunn said, right now. The reporter said, in the broadest sense, what needs to be figured out to make those two properties work? Batman in this universe. And this is the last quote that we're going to talk about here from James Gunn. Batman has a reason for existing. So Batman just can't be, we're making a Batman movie because Batman's the biggest character in all of Warner Bros., which he is. But because there's a need for him in the DCU, and a need that's not exactly the same as Matt's Batman. But yet he's not a campy Batman. I'm not interested in a campy Batman. I'm not interested in a funny, campy Batman, really. So we're dealing with that. I think I have a way in, by the way. I think I really know what it's... I just am dealing with the writer to make sure we can make it a reality. So we got some great insight there about what is going on right now when it comes to the Batman. And I have a couple of thoughts. So right now, I'm after reading this article with you guys. So basically, he has an idea of what he's going with, from what it says right there at the end. But he's just going to get with the writer. And the writer is supposed to be, the writer and director is supposed to be Anthony Muschietti. He recently directed the Flash movie, which I despise, and I don't even know why he even got the job to direct a Batman movie. I don't know why. But I digress. So James Gunn has an idea of what he's going to do. Because when I first saw the tweet, it was just sitting there like, James Gunn, when I saw it on Twitter, it made it James Gunn with the whole thing like, Batman's kind of tough. We've had so many iterations of Batman, so I thought it made it sound like James Gunn really don't know what he wants to do yet. But from the end of that, James Gunn's got an idea of what he wants to do. He's just getting up with the writer to make sure that's what they ultimately want to do. I just have a couple of thoughts when it comes to Batman for me. The number one thing is you can't go wrong with any take of Batman. And the reason why and we're going to talk about this. I say that you can't go wrong with any take of Batman, but from a personal standpoint when it comes to Robert Pattinson's Batman. And he said it in this quote. Robert Pattinson's Batman could not work in the DCU because of his tone and the way the character is written. Okay. A lot of people love Robert Pattinson's Batman. I have a special place in my heart for him because I enjoyed the Batman aspect of him. I did. Outside of some things here and there with the voice acting, well, not the voice acting. This wasn't voice acting, but stuff when it come with his dialogue and the way he acted, it just wasn't me. It just wasn't for me because we all know the GOAT, okay? The man, the myth, the legend. He voice acted Batman in Justice League the Animated Series and the Batman games. Kevin Conroy. That's the Batman I like. I don't like a Batman who just dark and broody. He has a little bit of personality, okay? He's not this broody guy all the time. He's got a bit of charisma to him. And specifically, that was Batman the Animated Series, and that was Justice League Unlimited. So that's my Batman. And that's the type of Batman you need for the DCU, because you don't need a Batman like Robert Pattinson. You don't want this Batman that literally is scared to talk to people. He has no type of personality whatsoever, and he talks on the bottom of his lungs like this. That was the way the way his character just is. Just way his character is, period. It just does not work for a DCU. And then when you're trying to create a collective universe, because right now I could not see Robert Pattinson's Batman having any type of chemistry with the Justice League. And I don't know why that part of it don't never get into people's head. Because right now, could you imagine Robert Pattinson's Batman having any type of dialogue right now with David Cornsweat's Superman? It would be the most awkward thing of all time. Could you imagine it ultimately with a Wonder Woman? Or anybody, any type of DC character from the past? You could take Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. You could take Henry Cavill's Superman. I just don't see it. I don't see how that Batman is able to have camaraderie with his partners in the Justice League. And that's what ultimately James Gunn is going to lead up to in the DCU. But in a standalone universe, it works. A lot of people love the Batman. Critics love the Batman. I like the Batman. Audiences like the Batman. I love a lot of the scenes, the Batmobile scene. There's a lot of Matt Reeves done some good stuff. I love the way he did a better job with Gotham City. And I give him credit to this. He done better with Gotham City than Christopher Nolan did. Although The Dark Knight and that series is peak superhero filmmaking. But still, I think Matt Reeves got the Gotham City part of it great. And just setting the tone of Gotham City, he done it the best. But still, Robert Pattinson, I liked the Batman. I hated the Bruce Wayne. He had the worst Bruce Wayne I've ever seen in my life that you could ever write up. When you think of Bruce Wayne, you think of what the Iron Man quote I'm going to use from the first Avengers movie. Billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. That's Bruce Wayne. And Christian Bale, he did that the best. Watch Batman Begins. With the whole thing where he bought the hotel and the girls jumped in the pool, and then he's like, I'm buying this hotel, fancy cars and all that. That was Bruce Wayne for me. Scream Bruce Wayne. What occurred in the Batman did not work for me when it comes to Bruce Wayne. His Bruce Wayne was just this guy who just is just out of touch with reality. He is just down all the time, has no type of personality whatsoever. He could care less to be around society. That's just the type of Batman that we're getting too deep into all that crap. Let's just get back to the topic at hand. What should be the ultimate focal point for a Batman in the DCU? He has to differ from Superman You got Superman. I like this part, and this is the reason why I love the Batman and Superman dynamic. Go watch any type of animated movies. You got Superman is just this big blue Boy Scout, got personality, which I think that's what James Gunn is going to go with in his film. And do you have Batman? He's just this broody guy. He has no personality, and at the same time, Superman respects him for that, and he understands that, and that's what draws him closer to Bruce Wayne. And they still care about each other while they're working together and while they're not in their costumes. Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent, they work together well, and then when they are Batman and Superman, they work together well. So they have to differ in order for them to come together. The next aspect is the Trinity. They have to be able to coincide with each other. They have to be able to have some type of chemistry. Okay. You got Superman. Blue. I can already tell it's going to be big blue Boy Scout. Do you have Wonder Woman? We don't know what he's going to do with that, so we're just going to have to wait and see. But ultimately, my pick for James Gunn DCU Batman should be take away the Bruce Wayne aspect of Christopher Nolan and Christian Bale's Batman film, then take some of Matt Reeves' Batman stuff of Batman and some of Christopher Nolan stuff to agree, because there's some things about the Christopher Nolan Batman I prefer than the Robert Pattinson's Batman, and mesh it into one. Then you have a DCU Batman, and it works. You have the best Batman for the DCU. I know I ranted a lot about that and I didn't get straight to the point, but I had to ramble around a little bit to get my thoughts together. And when I started talking about it, I particularly found out the type of Batman you need. And I'm going to repeat it again. You want a Batman who has a Bruce Wayne like Christopher Nolan, and then has a Batman, some aspects of Christopher Nolan and some aspects of Matt Reeves. Morph it together, whip it up in the script, you have your Batman. I have no doubt in my mind that James Gunn right now, for certain, is probably cooking up a Batman that has definitely got charisma as far as Bruce Wayne. My only problem is I'm very interested to see his take on the Batman aspect of it, because we know how James Gunn loves he loves his humor. He loves it. He adores it. So we're just going to have to wait and see. What are your thoughts on the DCU's Batman and the script? Do you think James Gunn should do like I said? Should he just take Christopher Nolan's Batman, the Bruce Wayne aspect of it and some Batman aspects of it, and then take Matt Reeves' Batman and then morph it together? Or do you think he should put Robert Pattinson in the DCU? I don't. I know a lot of people in the media space does, but I don't. And do you think Anthony Muschietti is the right guy for the job? I don't think he should direct it. I think he should go with somebody else. I just want to know all of your comments down below.